Hey guys, what is up? Super K-Man Rocks here, back with episode 3 of my Miami Marlins Out of the Park Baseball 15 franchise. Now, as you can see, it is July 28th, so I'm coming back to you guys a little bit earlier than I said I would, because I believe I said I would come back at the end of the year and the beginning of the offseason. But it is the trade deadline time, and unfortunately, I thought I was recording like 5 days prior to this, and I did make a couple trades, but it turns out I wasn't recording, and I did delete my mail. I have a lot of trade proposals here. I don't think I'm going to take any, but I sold some pieces with big contracts that and got some prospects in return. So I guess I can just go over those trades here. Let's go ahead and go to active roster right here. I got John Ryan Murphy, who is a catcher from the Yankees, and look at his potential rating. He could be really good, and I ended up having to give away Jared Saltalamacchia for him. Saltalamacchia had a $6.5 million contract, and this guy is only being paid $502,000, and his potential is off the charts. We're not looking to make the playoffs anytime soon. I believe he was only down for a year or two more. So I thought that trade benefited us more in the long run. It was just a straight one-on-one deal, and then also they're not up, but I can show you the minor league part of it. I got first baseman Dominic Smith and second baseman. Let's go by potential. Second baseman Luis Guillorme from the Mets in exchange for Steve Cishek and another minor leaguer who wasn't very good, didn't have much potential. Cishek was playing pretty bad this year. His ERA, I think, was like 5.8 or something. It was not good, and he had a $3.8 million contract, if I'm correct, so around a $4 million contract. And I figured if he's going to give me what he's given me for $4 million, he's not really worth it. So I was able to get two pretty good prospects in return for not really much. As you can see, Guillorme's a 4-star, and I believe the other guy's a 3.5? Let me check that. Dominic Smith is a 4-star as well. Never mind. So, yes, as you can see, pretty good return trade for us there. But that's the only deals we've made so far, and I'm pretty sure that's the only deals we are going to make, at least for this year's trade deadline, because we've sold enough. The rest of our pieces, if we look at our lineup here, I actually do have John Ryan Murphy starting here. If we look at our lineup, everybody else either is young or, I mean, for Colin Inge's case, we only have him for 1 year left. Not really much of a point in trading Inge. And other than that, they're either young or they have small contracts, so they're only on 1 year, or there's no point in trading them. So I think this is going to be our roster, bar any injuries, for the rest of the year. And I'm liking it. John Ryan Murphy hopefully steps in at catcher and does well. I'm hoping to get his overall up sooner rather than later. For Call Heckavaria Stanton. We know about the rest of the players. Yelich has actually progressed a lot. Yeah. Yelich's already a 4-star with a 5-star potential. Alright. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show you guys. So, I will cut back in when either something important happens or we get to the end of the regular season. Alright, we are now at the end of the season, and as you can see, we finished 70-92. So, I believe that's one game better than they predicted us to do. If I go and I check, what was that, team info? Preseason predictions isn't team info. They predicted us to go 69-93, and we ended up going 70-92. So, very similar to, two very similar records there, although we did do one game better, so that's good. Of course, we didn't make the playoffs. We were 20 games out of our division, I believe, like 15 or 16. Let's check that, 15 or 16 out of the wild card standings. Oh, right here. We were 16 games out of the wild card. We still beat the Brewers, though. Alright, so let's go over the stats. Let's see how people did in the last part of the season. I didn't make any more trades since the All-Star, or not the All-Star break, since the trade deadline. Jose Fernandez did fantastic this year. I believe he had the lowest ERA in the majors, if I'm correct. Why does nobody have any innings pitched? Oh, because this is for, let's go for overall. Yes, all right, there we go. Overall. What was his ERA? He had a 2.02 ERA. That's right there. Yeah, he had a 2.02 ERA, and I believe that was the lowest of any constantly starting pitcher. I did get an award for it. So that's good. That's a great ERA. He was fantastic for us this year. The rest of the starting pitching, not so much. Brian Flynn was better than I expected. Eovaldi was terrible. I'm going to consider trading him in the offseason. Is his contract expiring? Yeah, I don't think I will extend his contract because he was just awful this year. Ramos was alright. I believe he could do better. I think I might make either Mike Dunn or Dan Jennings my closer next year. Because AJ Ramos did not have that good of a year, and these two did. Dan Jennings, actually both of these guys both had a fantastic year. Not so much the rest of the bullpen, but that's alright. Let's go to batters. John Ryan Murphy was our main starter for the end part of the season, and he did really well in his time in the majors. He was batting .272, 9 home runs, a .324 OBP. He did very well while he was up. .264 with us, technically. He actually degressed a little bit, which is a little weird, but hopefully that's not a trend. Mitch Moreland, 247, 15 home runs, pretty good. Giancarlo finished with 28 home runs. He actually finished with a 2.33 ERA. If we go by split and we look at, is there like a before All-Star game, after All-Star game? Is that a possibility? No. Oh, it's right here. This is the All-Star game. My bad. I don't think it's here, unfortunately, but if we go to, like, say, May, you can see that Giancarlo is batting .154, only 1 home run, and then you go to a month like August, and Giancarlo is batting .295 with 6 home runs, and really stepping up his game late in the season. We did really well at the end of the season. In fact, where is that? It's in calendar, but I don't know where calendar is. Marlins... where's calendar? Never actually gone to the calendar. That's not what I wanted. Manager's office. Team schedule, right here. Can I look at the full thing? I'm gonna try and find this, and I'll probably cut out here and then try and find it in a minute. Alright, well, I couldn't find it. That's unfortunate. If you guys know where that is, do please tell me, so I can figure that out. But oh well, we have the playoff matchups set here. I'm gonna go to the playoff coverage screen. In the wild card series, we do have the New York Yankees going up against the Los Angeles Angels, and then for the National League, we have the New York Mets going up against the Chicago Cubs. That's kind of surprising to me. If we go to our playoff tree, we'll see who else made it. The Tampa Bay Rays, I think, have the best record in the majors as of now, which is really good for them. Detroit Tigers and Seattle Mariners are the other two teams that made it. The Pittsburgh Pirates have the best team in the best team in the National League, while the Rockies and the Nationals also make it by winning their division. So yeah. Other than that, I don't think there's much to do. So let's go ahead and sim through the playoffs here. I believe playoffs begin right now. This would be the first day. And, we're scouting players to get our scouting report. Received a personal message for player development. I'll look at that later. Cool. Yelich is 4.5 stars. Awesome. I like it. Playoff coverage, though. Wild card series. It looks like the Yankees did beat the Los Angeles Angels. Michael Pineda beat John Lester. And the New York Mets did beat the Chicago Cubs. Matt Harvey did beat Jeff Samardzija. So both New York teams moving on to the divisional series round, where we'll get the New York Yankees versus the Tampa Bay Rays in a divisional rivalry, the Detroit Tigers versus the Seattle Mariners, the New York Mets versus the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Colorado Rockies versus the Washington Nationals. So let's go ahead and start simming this. One game at a time, at least. I believe they all play on the same day, if I'm correct. Yes, Tampa Bay wins game 1. Detroit, Pittsburgh, and Colorado all win their game 1s. Game 2s, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Pittsburgh, and Colorado. So Colorado and Tampa Bay have a chance to end the series, which would knock out New York and Washington. Washington seems to always win the World Series in my simulation stuff, but hopefully that doesn't happen. I mean, I'm okay if it happens once or twice, but I don't really want it to happen 3 or 4 times. We don't need a dynasty here. Rafael Furcal able to come off the DL, whatever, not that big a deal. Season's over. And the Yankees are able to tie it up, and so are the Nationals. And then the Mets and the Mariners go ahead in their series. Jake Marisnick. All right, there we go. No more injuries, please. The Rays knock out the Yankees and move on to the championship series, the league championship series. The Mets knock out the Pirates and move on to the league championship series, and the Rockies knock out the Nationals. So we're going to be getting the Mets and the Rockies as the National League, as the NLCS. It's going to be the Mets and the Rockies. That's interesting. And we get a Game 5 between Detroit and Seattle. So let's see how that turns out. Oh, it's another day. My bad. Seattle is able to take out Detroit, and they will play Tampa Bay. So we get our matchups. We get the Seattle Mariners versus the Tampa Bay Rays in the ALCS, and the New York Mets versus the Colorado Rockies in the NLCS. So let's go ahead and get to those dates. And our first game should be now. Well, we're scouting Cub players. The Rays beat the Mariners in Game 1, and the Mets beat the Rockies in Game 1. Alright, both series tied up in Game 2 now. I believe we get a break for Day 3. Yes, we do. The Rays go up 2-1, and so do the Rockies. The Rays go up 3-1, and so do the Rockies. So both the Rays and the Rockies have a chance to end it. I believe they play today. Yes, the Rays beat the Seattle Mariners in 5 and go ahead on to the World Series, while the Mets win Game 5 and push it to a Game 6. We get a day off here. And the Mets tie it up for Game 7. That's, I hope you guys didn't hear that. That was my phone. Let me go ahead and silence that. I thought I did. My bad. Yes, but the Mets do tie it up for Game 7. Let's see who wins Game 7. We got the Rockies winning Game 7 and moving on to the World Series to face the Tampa Bay Rays. So we get a Tampa Bay Rays, Colorado Rockies World Series. It looks like the Rays, or the American League, did win the All-Star game. So let's go ahead and start simming the World Series and see who wins. Alright, Game 1 is today. And Colorado takes Game 1. Tyler Chatwood with the big win there. Game 2, Jorge De La Rosa versus David Price. And Tampa Bay takes it in... I don't know if it was extra innings. I just see that the starters didn't win. Just now it's Julius Chassin versus Alex Cobb in Game 3. And we get... more scouting. And it looks like it went Colorado's way with Chassin getting the win. Well, a lot of home runs in that game. Game 4 today, Juan Nicasio versus Bud Norris, who now plays for the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm scouting everybody, apparently. And Colorado takes Game 4. So now Game 5 is on the line for the World Series. Tyler Chatwood versus Matt Moore. Both aces going to the mound. And it looks like Brad Hand is able to come off the DL. What is this? The poster team. I don't know what this is. Today, the Nippon Professional Baseball League announced that players who were officially posted by their teams are now maybe signed by teams from foreign leagues. Oh, these guys are not free agents. Got it. I was confused. Oops. Didn't mean to click that. It doesn't look like Yes, the Rays, I was going to say it would have shown an email if they won the series. So now Chacin versus David Price in game 6. Another important game the Rockies might be able to win, and it's today. So the Rockies don't. The series is tied up at 3, and it's going to a game 7. Julius Chacin versus Alex Cobb for the World Series, and the winner is the Colorado Rockies. The Colorado Rockies are your World Series champions. Do we have a World Series MVP? Series versus Tampa Bay. Let's go ahead and look at that. Let's see who did well. The 320 by Tulowitzki. I would have to say that unless one of the pitchers did fantastic, Chacin played well. But not. I mean, I would have to give it to Troy Tulowitzki, batting 320 in the World Series. I don't know if they actually have a. Doesn't look like it. Best fielder. Did he win that this year? Did we already do? No, we haven't done awards yet. All right. So, that is going to wrap that up, and that is going. Off season is starting now. The Colorado Rockies do win the world. It looks like those guys, Randy Johnson, John Smoltz, are getting into the Hall of Fame. Maybe that would be my only guess as to why they'd be loading. Season is over on 19 out of 100. Oh, that was a horrible score. Ay caramba. Jacob Turner needs my option. Now, he also played pretty bad last year, but I believe he has some potential, and he's gotten better. So I think I'm going to exercise my option, for his last year. If he's not good this year, I'll get rid of him next year. New budget, awesome. Our team trainer is leaving. We might look to get a better one there. Off-season begins and arbitration begins. So let's go ahead and head to salary arbitration and look and see who we want to keep and who we don't. Henderson Alvarez, I do want to keep. I'm okay with that much on him. I definitely not for $3 million for Eovaldi. He was very, very bad last year, and I just don't feel like I should keep him. Kevin Slowey doesn't want too much money. I might as well keep him in the minors. Mike Dunn, let's see. He wants a lot of money, but he's worth it. I need Mitch Moreland. Casey McGee wants $1.3 million. He was all right this past year. I think I'll keep him. I definitely want Josh Harrison, my bad, and Giancarlo Stanton. I'm actually going to try and work out a contract with Giancarlo, offer an extension with him to try and get escrow response. What does he want? How much a year? How much a year would this be? How much here? I'll go back and try this again. I don't know how much a year that was. That would be what? Around. I mean, that's a lot of money, especially for a small market team. But he really is the backbone of our franchise. I can't let him go, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna offer him $17 million a year. Is that reasonable? Use for all, and then give him a player option. And that sounds reasonable. All right, let's go ahead and submit that. That is a lot of money to give away, but definitely for Giancarlo, I'm going to do it. Boggy Savage doesn't really want a lot of money. I'll go ahead and keep him. Casey McGee, I'm going to keep him. Actually, no, because, yeah, I don't think I should. Delman Young, I do want to keep. Let's go ahead and try and offer an extension to him. How much does he want? Oh, he wants a 7-year contract. Let's go ahead and narrow that down to 3 years, $1 million a year. Let's see what he thinks. He wants a long contract, which I'm not sure I'd be willing to give him. I'm going to see if I can give him a $1 million contract over 6 years. If he doesn't accept this, I won't go ahead. No, that's a lot of money. I really don't think it's... He did play really well this year. I really want him for a shorter contract. That's the problem. I want him for like a 4-year contract. This would be my ideal. But he wants a 6-year contract. So let's go ahead and just try it. Let's go ahead and try and narrow this down to like 800,000. See if that'll work. Because I really don't want to go too much money on him. Ah, darn. Oh well. I don't really need him. He just had a pretty good year, and I thought I might keep him, but oh well. I don't need him that bad. All these guys I don't really want. They're old or they want money, and I mean Greg Dobbs is definitely not worth the $1.7 million. So yeah, I believe those are the people we're going to offer salary arbitration to, and let's go ahead and sim ahead to see what goes on. Uh, Nothing. Scouting players because it's the end of the month. Player development update. Adam Conley keeps getting better. He might be on my major league team next year. He played pretty well in AAA this year. If nothing happens soon, I'll cut out here. Actually, yeah, I'll just cut out here, and I will be back when something important happens. So I'll see you guys then. Alright, guys, we are not really back at what I wanted, but I just thought this was funny. New York is offering us back Jared Saltalamacchia. And if you look at him, he played all right for the Yankees, but he did play much better for Miami. They obviously don't want him, but we're going to reject this trade because they want Rafael Furcal, and I do want to keep Rafael Furcal, so we're going to go ahead and reject that. But yeah, I just thought that was funny, so I thought I should show that to you guys. Alright, guys, we are back, and as you can see, Giancarlo Stanton does re-sign with us, and the overall fan reaction is fantastic. So we have Giancarlo for another, what? How many years? Oh, 1 year? Oh no, on his new contract, it is another 4 years and then a fifth-year player option. So that is definitely good, and that's definitely something that we want, and something that is necessary since he is our best player, and he's still, I believe, 25 years old, which is very, very young, and, well, not very, very, but he is still young, and he's already a 5-star, and he has played well pretty lately. Another trade proposal. Matt Adams for Rafael Furcal. No, he's not on the market. I don't want to trade him. Gosh. Although Matt Adams is an enticing deal. Although, yeah, he could play second base. He has played second before. That's enticing to take. But I would also be giving up Colby Copeland, who nobody likes a lot. So I might just go ahead and go with this deal. Although I would rather have Furcal because he's a better defender. So I'm going to just reject that. Alright, never mind. I'll cut back in when something important happens. Alright, guys. We are back, and we just got to the Gold Glove Award winner announcements. I did change up the names to get Gold Glove Rookie of the Year, Manager of the Year, Cy Young. Let's move forward. MVP, and that's it, I think. Yeah. And alright, so we look at the AL Gold Glove winners this year. Danny Salazar at pitcher, Alex Avila at catcher, Albert Pujols at first base, Robinson Cano at second base, Evan Longoria at third base, Francisco Lindor at shortstop, Josh Hamilton in left field, Mike Trout in center, and Shane Victorino in right. So, not really too many big surprises here. Lindor apparently had a really good year, fielding at least. He is now a Gold Glove winner, and that's always nice. And then the National League Gold Glove winners, I don't believe we had one, we didn't. Steven Strasburg at pitcher, Sandy Leone at catcher, Anthony Rizzo at first, Anthony Rendon at second, Nolan Arenado at third, Andrelton Simmons at short, Starling Marte in left, Carlos Gomez in center, and Gerardo Parra in right. Sandy Leone, big surprise. I didn't even know he played this year. Apparently he started most of their games. Must have had an injury to Ramos or something, Wilson Ramos. But, yeah, active career pitching leaders. Which active pitchers in the Major League? Most shutouts. Cologne, Sabathia, Hudson, Cliffley, and AJ Burnett. Awesome. But there are your Gold Glove winners. Tomorrow is the Rookie of the Year announcement. So that should be good. Let's see who wins that award. AL's best rookie is Yasmil Pinto, of course, for the Minnesota Twins, their catcher. That's not really too big of a surprise. He had a really good year in Minnesota. His face is a little weird. His skin tone's a little weird, but he bat 275. 21 homers for a rookie. That's really good. And then second place was Masahiro Tanaka, and third place was Taylor Lindsay of the Angels. And then in the National League, Jock Peterson for the Dodgers does win Rookie of the Year. not too big of a surprise either. I believe he's going to be really good. I like him in real life. Unfortunately, he plays for the Dodgers, which, if you guys know, I'm a D-backs fan, so I'm not a big Dodgers fan. But he did have a pretty good year in this game. He bat 290 in 110 starts, which is very good. The runner-ups are Adam Duvall of the San Francisco Giants, or not the San Francisco, Adam Duvall, of the San Francisco Giants. He played for, he must, what? He must have just gotten traded or something. Of the San Francisco Giants, and Gregory Polanco of the Pittsburgh Pirates, both of which are very good prospects. So tomorrow the manager of the year is announced. I believe it'll be the Rockies and the Rays managers automatically. McClendon of Seattle voted top. Oh no, never mind. Lloyd McClendon voted top manager for the American League, and Walt Weiss for the Rockies. That I pretty much predicted that for them. And then Kansas City and Tampa Bay close a deal that sends Eric Hosmer to the Rays and Alex Cobb to the Royals. Interesting deal. The Royals and the Brewers make a deal. Wade Miley was on the Royals. He's going everywhere. It sends Wade Miley to the Brewers for some minor league prospects. And then Atlanta and Houston agree to send David Carpenter to Houston. Interesting. Nice. Tomorrow the Cy Young Award winner is announced. So we'll see who wins Cy Young. Felix Hernandez, King Felix, wins the Cy Young for the American League, with C.J. Wilson and Bud Norris finishing second and third. Bud Norris in third place for the Cy Young voting. What was his ERA? Wow, 2.75 ERA, finished 18-7. Wow, that's a great year for Bud. And then Steven Strasburg, like usual, grabs the Cy Young for the Nationals, with our very own Jose Fernandez finishing second and Edison Volquez finishing third. Jose Fernandez had a great year, almost wins the Cy Young, but unfortunately, Steven Strasburg had a little bit of a better year. And then tomorrow, the MVPs of each league are announced. So it looks like it's going to be Miguel Cabrera. Yeah, AL announces that Miguel Cabrera is your MVP winner this year, with Will Myers coming in second and Josh Hamilton coming in third. Will Myers coming in second for the MVP voting is interesting. He must have had a pretty good year. Yeah, he bat 288, 32 home runs. Very good year for him. And then looks like Carlos Gonzalez, does get the National League MVP trophy, beating out Bryce Harper, who came in second, and Joey Votto, who came in third. Let's see. Does it say MVP on the history thing, or does it say best batter? It says batter of the year, unfortunately. But we can all know that's MVP, to us at least. And it looks like Peter Borges, is going to the Cleveland Indians, while the Cardinals are getting Carlos Santana. Big move that sends Carlos Santana to St. Louis. That's a big trade for them. I don't know why Peter Borges is the headline of this trade. Oh, I guess he's pretty good too. That's a huge trade. 2 4.5-star people being traded. Interesting deal there. Looks like Cleveland needed outfield help, while St. Louis needed infield help. And now the Twins and White Sox the Twins send Brian Dozier to Chicago for some minor league players, it looks like. But yeah, other than that, I'll probably cut back in when all the arbitration is done and when the free agents start to sign, so I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, we are back, and it looks like our salary arbitration, everything went according to plan. Everybody that we wanted back came back, if I'm correct. Let's go ahead and look at offseason center. Is there anybody we have yet to sign? How would I know? Is there any way to check that? Don't believe there is. But top free agents. Let's go by overall. Oh, they haven't done it yet. Kevin Youkilis is a 4.5-star in this game. I might just have to pick up Uke. I don't really want to because of how bad he's been the past couple of years, but I guess, you gotta do what you gotta do. He's 35. Nah, I'm not gonna pick up Uke. It'd be funny if I picked up Uke. Gordon Beckham's a free agent. Nobody wants him, apparently. White Sox just let him go. Eovaldi, who I didn't want to re-sign. Apparently he's a top free agent. We're gonna wait until the free agency filings, which is in a couple of days. But it looks like everybody that we wanted to re-sign went ahead and re-signed with our salary arbitration stuff. And free agency filing is today. Awesome, creating international free agents. Ugh. I was about to say that shouldn't take a long time. International free agents enter market. Free agency filing. Awesome. Jose Lopez just Jose Lopez for some minor leaguers, and then looks like Mike Adams did end up getting traded this to Colorado for Josh Rutledge and a minor league player. So now Mike Adams is a Rocky and Josh Rutledge is a Philly. Interesting. All right. Anyway, free agency files today. Let's look at the best people here. We have Burnett. Hanley Ramirez jumps out. We could try and bring him back as a reunited thing, as sorts, almost. You know, Hanley Ramirez makes his triumphant return to Miami. Let's see who else we got, though. Let's see who our options are. I definitely am looking to get another starting pitcher. So, AJ Burnett, but he's old. I'm looking to get a younger starting pitcher, maybe a John Lester. Although he's going to want quite a bit of money. Let's go ahead and go to starter. This is our biggest need right now, in my opinion. Somebody like Max Scherzer would be interesting. Although he wants $14 million. We have $28 million or $26 million for free agents because of all the cap space we cleared up this year. We could bring back Josh Beckett when he was our World Series MVP. What was that, 2003 for the Marlins? I don't remember exactly. But I think John Lester is definitely somebody we could consider going after. He would use up a lot of money and wouldn't really leave a lot of space for a good third baseman, but what third baseman wants less than $10 million? Not really anybody too exciting. Maybe a David Freese. But how about potential? Is there anybody we could steal here that's not really good right now but has good potential? I mean, Josh Vitters. The Cubs let him go. I don't know. Don't really need any outfield help. Catcher, I think we're set at catcher. The only position I'm really looking to upgrade is third base. And then also starting pitcher. So I'm not sure. So if we spend $14 million on Scherzer, that would give us still around, that would give us over 10 mil. So that would give us 12 million to spend, 11 and a half to be exact. Let's go ahead and go after Max Scherzer. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and offer him a contract. Oh, he wants a long contract. And a pretty sizable one. Annual salary of 14. I'm going to try and get him for 14 mil a year. See if he'll accept that for maybe 5 years. So it's a little bit shorter. And then give him a player option. What does he think? That's a fair offer. Let's go ahead and submit it then. Awesome. Hopefully he accepts that one. And then with that leaves us 12.8 for a third baseman. So we could try and go after somebody like Asdrubal Cabrera to play third. He's not a very good third baseman, though. Jed Lowry, not Asdrubal Cabrera, I meant Jed Lowry. Jed Lowry could be our third baseman, and I wouldn't be too displeased with that. Kevin Youkilis, though. Why is he so highly rated? Is that just by... is this Tybon? I want to make sure this is Tybon, yeah. OOTP, what do they rate him? They rate Kevin it's probably a lot easier. Oh no, they rate him just as high. Tybon back. Pablo Sandoval wants 20 million though. I think our best option here is to go after Kevin Youkilis. I'll try and get him under a 1-year contract. I was just making fun of him, so why not give him a $12 million contract, right? A 1 year, $12 million contract. Let's go ahead and do it. Kevin Youkilis. Alright, so we got two people that we offered contracts. We got Kevin Youkilis and we have Max Scherzer, so hopefully we're able to get them both. And I will stay here, and I will be back when one of them makes progress, I guess. So I'll see you guys then. Alright, guys, we are back in Kevin Youkilis. As a veteran player, I'm impressed with your offer. I'm not saying I'll sign, but you are in the lead to this point, which is good. Also, I wanted to point out this really cool thing that happened with Christian Colon, a former shortstop for the Kansas City Royals. Christian Colon underwent surgery today as doctors removed his kidney and successfully transplanted it into his ailing sister. Both Colon and his sister are reportedly alert and resting comfortably at a local hospital. Doctors say it's too soon to know if the transplanted kidney will take, but confirm that the kidney was an ideal match. If all goes well, Colon will likely be released from the hospital within the week. Colon, formerly of the Kansas City Royals, walked away from baseball 3 weeks ago in order to undergo the potentially life-saving procedure for his sister. I just thought that was a pretty cool thing to show, just... I like how they do stuff like that in the game, so I just thought I should show that. But anyway, in fact, I'll be back when one of them signs with us, actually. So I'll see you guys then. Alright, guys, we are back, and as you can see, Kevin Youkilis did go ahead and sign with Miami here, which is awesome. He's got great home run power, actually great power in general. He's a good hitter. Really, what he's known for is his hitting, I guess, his bat. He's considered one of the team leaders and is pretty smart. Youkilis is popular in the clubhouse, which is really good. He's a 4.5 star, which I think is a little overblown in this game, but we're going to take advantage of it. Uke is now a Marlin, and also we got an update on Max Scherzer, who I am very impressed with your latest offer. I'm starting to think I'd see myself playing starting pitcher for the Marlins next year. Let me think it over, but so far, yours is the best. So we have made headway with Max Scherzer, and we got a player development update. Brian Flynn just keeps getting better, which very much excites me. And we are actually at the Rule 5 draft today. So, Youkilis now a Marlin. Romo reaches... Sergio Romo is now a Dodger. And Cesar Colon is now a Red Sox. Awesome. Green $81 million. Jesus. Who did he play? He's never even played in the pros. He's a heartthrob. He just got $81 million and he's never played one game in the pros. Interesting. Oh well. He's a Red Sox now, but... we do have to go, I'm going to check out the draft pool here, actually, and make sure that there's nobody on here that I would want to lose. Let's go ahead and go to default and potential. I don't think. Zach Cox, no. No, I do have some players on here, but none I'm really too worried about losing. Yeah, I'm good. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get into the Rule 5 draft. We get the third pick. So, I'm not sure I'm going to take anybody, but I might. We'll have to see. It's not a very good class, so I don't think I'm going to be taking anybody. I could retake Zach Cox or, like, Cody Epley or something, but no, I think I'm just going to skip this pick. Yeah, I think I'm just going to complete the draft. There's nobody I really want in here. Yeah, I don't really think I needed anybody in there. But yeah, we did make headway on Youkilis. We got Youkilis and we made headway on Scherzer. So it shouldn't be long before he signs, so I'll get back to you guys when that happens. Alright, it only took 1 day for this to happen, but Max Scherzer did sign a $70 million contract for 5 years with us. He is now officially a Miami Marlin, which is very exciting, and he'll be our number 2 behind Jose Fernandez, and that really makes our rotation very dangerous. So, I really like the acquisition of Max Scherzer, and I believe that he practically shores up our rotation to make one of the best, if not the best, 1-2 punch in baseball right now with him and Fernandez. So I'm very excited about that. But I don't know if that's it. I don't know if I'm going to do anything else. What else do we have here? What else do we have this off season that I'm going to do? Winter meetings, preseason and stuff. I think I might just maybe if I'm going to make a trade, I'll do it now. I don't know if I really want to trade anybody, though. The only reason I would trade somebody is if they had a big contract and I didn't really want to use them. But everybody that has a giant contract like Giancarlo, I am going to use. Here, let me go ahead and go to designated for assignment players and go ahead and move them to the active roster. Salary. Yeah, Scherzer, Yuko's, Moreland for call. Alvarez, Jacob Turner. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to trade anybody. Not really any use. Maybe. No, I'm not going to trade anybody. But, good thought. I think that's going to be it for this episode. And then I'll catch back up with you guys at the beginning of next season while I do my roster report and stuff like that. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a comment if you have a suggestion or advice or anything, because I still don't know everything about this game, and I always love to hear you guys' feedback. And other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later.